So, today, learning-centered theories of learning. The goal of education is the effect learning among students and the population at large. This has to do with improve and enhance physical, emotional, social, and cognitive skills and knowledge and other personality behaviors. Also, it is important for teachers to be aware to know patterns behavior that characterize developmental levels. Also, as such, it is expected that patterns of growth and development differ from one developmental stage to the other. Also, it is important for teachers so that they can determine ways of carrying and methodologies and activities in the classrooms most appropriate for the learners. In addition, there is another thinking tries to explain that learning occurs because of the ability of an individual to construct his own learning, using as his base the social cultural context upon which he exists or operates. So today, let's call my friend, my Princess Pakulanang and Mining Dominguez for more learnings on facilitating learning centered. They will share to us their knowledge about facilitating learning centered, the different strategies and theories. Let's welcome our first guest, Miss Princess Pakulanang. Hi!
Hello,
How are you?
I'm okay, and thank you for inviting me here, Miss Apostol.
Oh, it's my pleasure to see you again.
Yeah,
Now, Princess, what comes in your mind when you hear facilitating learning centered?
okay. There are 4 types of facilitating learning centered. 1 is the dimension of learning center, and 2 is the social interaction, 3 interpersonal relations, and the 4 is the communication in learning. So now I will introduce you the dimension of learning centered. The dimension learners of centered is a process, and the last one is research readings on the influence of development. And the socio-cultural dimension is that it is one view. It's a learning and explained by outside of process, where the learning is thought to have occurred because of what the individual shows in the external behavior. In addition, there is another thinking which tries to explain that learning occurs because of the ability of the individual to construct his own learning, using as his lonely and the socio-cultural concept upon which it exists or operates. The social interaction, the interpersonal relation, and the communication in the learning process. In this chapter, looks into how specific relationships help a hand-off learning.
Yes, Princess. It is also looks into the consequence of social interaction behaviors on social emotional climate in the classroom. And there are 3 types of interaction: the social interaction, interpersonal relation, and the communication.
That's right. Now let's talk about the social interaction. It's an exchange between 2 or more individuals by interacting with one another. People design the system and institution. The next is the interpersonal relation. Has something to do with the close or deep or strong association or acquaintance between 2 or more people that may range in duration from brief enduring, and a band or close association that exists between 2 or more people who may share common interests or goals.
However, communication refers to exchange in meaning between individuals through common system of symbols, signs, behavior.
There are some research findings on the influence of developmental and socio-cultural dimensions of learning. The topics of social learning and its many factors have been discussed, particularly its role and importance of facilitating learning. Man by nature is a social being such as his social nature has been studied and used as basis to explain many on his behaviors.
Thank you, Princess, for your sharing your understanding this facilitating learning center.
You're welcome always, Miss Apostol.
Just chill and relax and we will right back. Now, let's welcome our second guest, Mylene E. Dominguez.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. Mylene, what can you share about our Chica Minute for today about our facilitating learning center?
Hello guys. Hello, good morning. So I share my knowledge and understanding about the facilitating learning center. It serves as a base or jump-off point. It helps to explain behavior and, in this case, why and how learning occurs. These serve as sources of ideas on the application of socio-cultural dimension of learning to classroom for teaching, where provide some guidance and different direction for the child who develop their skills. Learners can think more effectively when they acquire the basic cognitive tools of various activities and academic disciplines. The children are basically taught the meaning of key concepts, basic symbols, and principles that will help children interpret and organize and successfully deal with the social and physical world.
And also, it is because it helps the children interpret their experiences in culturally approved and appropriate ways. This gives the teachers a good understanding, have shared goals, respect, and support of one's effect, and that each one makes an important contribution to classroom learning.
And also, in this, each person has his own unique individual characteristic, different from other, his own individuality contributing to variation or differences within and among individuals. It is necessary for a teacher also to that he or she has knowledge of the learning. So, style of each student that they become open-minded, the teacher. So the student have different style, which is visual, auditory, reading and writing, and kinesthetic. Where teacher have knowledge and deep understanding. By learning, this will handle the student.
And it's important that this different style, they become interested to learn, to determine each student readiness to learn and assist with their needs. And what else, Mylene?
For child with special needs, I share to all of you guys that it's talk about the children with special needs and identities, the different categories or types of special needs, as well as the behavior indicators of the presence of such needs among students. The child with different characteristics, they need an attention for parents, for the family, that give providing them the opportunity to processing their needs. Also, providing opportunity for developing skills of social interaction and access to child's development, especially enough attention that providing opportunity for developing skills of social interaction and access to child's development, especially a child has an ADHD. This condition should be given enough attention and guidance needed for their particular concern.
Also, Mylene, of what helps here, the special needs, they need specialized learning techniques to meet their potential and avoid self-esteem problem and behavioral difficulties. We are back again and our guests are still here, Princess and Mylene. As earlier, the base on their understanding and knowledge about this facilitating learning centered. As we all know that this facilitating learning centered as a future educator, it is important we need to apply this strategy and methodologies in our chosen profession. And learning is a process that brings together personal and environmental experiences and influence for learning, enriching or modifying our knowledge, skills, values, attitudes, and behavior, and in a word, way.
So learning centered is the first thing that comes to our mind is studying a subject or courses in mathematics, science, and language in school. It is that the goal education is to affect learning for students and the population at large.
Also, facilitating learner-centered, where the students also are encouraged to take from more control of their learning process. It facilitated learning-centered, where the students are encouraged to take more control of their learning process. It is a potential to have more free service and free teaching to understand the fundamental pedagogical principle, process, and practices that are anchored of learner-centeredness. This can apply to use the different strategies, theories on how can handle the different students.
And now, thank you for your time in our short time with our Chica Minutes for today. And thank you, and it is Educ time.
Thank you!